Hello, everyone. I am here to talk more about the new one, which I'm glad, but I'm kind of saddened too. So, yeah, I'm happy to actually get the name right. Computer Science and AI. Okay. I think the name I'm going to actually call it is CoSAi. That's what I'm going to name it. I think CoSci is a fitting name for it. That's why I'm just going to nickname it. I'm going to nickname it for always CoSci because computer science and AI is a lot to say, and it kind of sounds like cosine. So I think it's a good name. So, anyways, for CoSci, you do have three versions of it. So it's not even a fact of where it's a one-stop shop. It's one for everyone. It is three. So the one that we have to focus on is 6 through 8, I believe, because that one might be the one for first Lego League. And the sad trend is coming true, which I'm like, hey, wait a minute, because when you got the EV3, if you look at it, it has a screen on it. Perfect. We get to the Spike Prime. We have a screen, but not what it is, which it means that it continues to degrade, even not degrade, but let's just say they continue to actually just downgrade it in a standpoint. EV3 had the best speaker. Spike Prime, you can only just do some beatboxing. You don't actually get to have any of the sounds on the Spike Prime. And now we get to CoSci here, who has no screen and might even not even have any sound on it. So the sound and the screen are both gone officially, which I was kind of actually asking the question of why do you need cards? That's the reason. It basically is a card reader. And if you notice, they have maybe cameras. I'm going to call them cameras for now, or sensors, whichever. So those are going to be the one that reads the cards. The only thing I have an issue with is, do I have to get to all three of them and scan it for every single one of them? Or could it be the fact of where you could actually have three programs in one, but you have to scan one. Hopefully you scan one and you make sure you don't scan the other one. So it's like you have to have a nice little strategic moment of where which one you're going to scan and how you're going to scan it. That's the only thing. Other part is just the fact of where it's like you get two programs. That's it. You get two programs. You got two cards. You get two programs. Which I'm like, if we're going to use the cards, you kind of need to have more cards. At least four would be the best mark for this. But considering, they have only two cards, I guess that might be the reason why they're changing the field of FLL to make it so that it's not that demanding. Which I'm like, not that demanding. Guys, just give us more cards. I'm sorry to be like this, but give us more cards. Don't just give us two, give us more cards. So that's the plan here. That's what I see for speculation. That is what we're doing here, which I'm like, okay. So then this is going to be something. The good news is that, like I did a long while ago, like at least 6 years now, I actually gave a demonstration of what is in the Spike Prime kit. Pretty sure in April or March, I don't know, I'm going to most likely be sent somewhere, either Green Coast Springs or in my city, and they figured out a place where we're all going to meet, and we're going to have all the teachers plus me, plus a few of my, of course, coworkers, and we're all going to learn this program. And as soon as I learn it, I most likely will have videos on here as well, allegedly. I don't know for sure. I might push and actually just show what's the capabilities, but I won't push too much because I don't push that well. I don't really push that much. So I guess that's what we got here. It's the fact of where we got sensor, we got a motor. There's going to be only one motor now for two ways of driving. So for instead of having both of them completely programmed, and it's like, okay, you got to get both motors, and you have to keep both motors synchronized with each other so you're able to actually drive. No, they cut that out completely. It's just one now. So you got one of those motors that is going to move it, and you're going to have another motor that actually is going to move the arm, and then another motor for the color sensor slash most likely the sensor that we're using. So it could be that, but I'm like, the only question I have is, let's say it is just the color sensor alone, and that is what's going to tell the robot how to do things. Why do the other ones have the same exact thing? All of them, both the medium motor. If I call it that, the medium motor and the large motor, if I can call it that, they have the exact same thing, the exact same lens like the color sensor has, which means all three of them can read it. So, do we have to make sure we cut something off to do it, or is it going to be some strategic moment where it's like you can have three programs at once, but you're going to have them angled differently, so it's like you're able to scan it? I'm not sure. I'll say that this is really something right here. I don't know. I seriously don't know. I mean, when we went from EV3 to Spike Prime, I'm like, it's cool and all, awesome, but of course, I already telling you now my little transgressions. The fact of the speaker's not that good and you don't have a screen on it anymore, which the screen on it, okay, fine. You don't want to have a screen with showing all the stuff. Cool. I'm cool with that. But the speaker, you downgraded the speaker. That's where I have a problem with it. It's like, oh, you downgraded the speaker. The speaker can't do any of the sounds anymore. And I have to repeatedly go to the students when they try to play the sound. And it's like, it's going to only play on the laptop. It's going to only play on the iPad. It won't play on the robot. Only making a tune will be played on a robot. Everything else is on the tablet or on the laptop. They tried to actually do like at least one or two missions with sounds, the meow and everything, but like I said, it doesn't happen. And they saw for themselves, and it's like, yeah, I know. It's kind of disappointing. So my thoughts is that I think it's going to be cool. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting, dive into it. And I might dive gun ho on it this time around because I need to understand what exactly I'm doing. And definitely, I need to understand what I'm doing. And who knows, I might even be crazy enough to try to do the previous missions on, Unearth with this robot, which I'm pretty sure might be like, yeah, and good luck with that. Because most likely what you're going to have to do, which I'm like, wait, hold on. So do you have the program on the cards and stuff, or are you guys going to allow them to program it? Then you have to go to another program on the tablet or laptop, put that on the card. Then after you put that on the card, then you can actually put the place the robot, scan the card, and do the other mission. So it's like that's a little bit more steps than the whole easy thing of it's on the robot. So I'm pretty sure they might just do the whole thing of where it's on the card. Make sure you have your program good on the cards. You only get two. Good luck with that. it's I don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is that I'm not going to resist. I'm going to go for it. But I do have my own opinions and thoughts. And I'm like, is it a good idea to do this or should they go back to formula? I'm like, I guess you should do it. However, I'm just saying you might just need more cards. That's all I'm saying is that you might need more cards, or if you actually did the whole idea of where each one of them can actually do a certain thing when you scan the card, that's a good idea. That's a good thought, which means you could have six programs in all. However, even though you have six programs in all, I'm pretty sure it might not be that simple. That's why you might need cards. And I guess what will be worse is Lego education is that people will create their own cards because that is also a possibility. They can make their own cards so they can have as many cards as they want because they make it, but it's not going to be Lego. So it's like, how does this work? Because in FLL, they're like no non-Lego elements should be involved in this, meaning no connects, no anything. The rubber bands, you got to be careful because rubber bands have to be Lego issued. So are we doing that with the cards too? Because that's the fun part of this whole entire thing. It's like, so then they don't get to make their own cards. They only have to get with these two cards, or can they make their own cards? And now they have at least six cards, or maybe three cards. They need one extra card to be able to do all the missions. I don't know. We'll just have to see how this plays out. There's just one thing I didn't actually mention during this, so I'm putting it here, and I'm most likely also put it in, labeled it many times on the video. There are no connection ports, meaning the wires are gone. Yeah, that's one thing that you do notice, that the wires are gone and flesh. It's fleshed out. There's no wires. I think they're using Bluetooth on everything from color sensor connecting to the controller, along with the sensor. The Bluetooth is connected to the, yeah, the wheels are connected to the controller via Bluetooth. So there's a lot of Bluetooth stuff going on. Is that a good idea? I'm not sure. And even if I want to talk about it, look at all the pieces that they give us. If you're going to build a very, very big robot, it's not going to happen. I think the big robot days are over. Yes, the future is small. You're not going to be able to build a big robot using the pieces that they got in the CoSAi kits. I'm pretty sure because looking at it, I'm like, huh. Yeah, they show us what is inside of them. They do. They show us what's inside of them. And I'm pretty sure from all that I see, they are not adequate for FLL. It's going to be a very small robot. Or they give us a new version of the CoSAi kits, and that will be the FLL edition, which I doubt they will. I'm pretty sure I doubt they actually will do that. So, yeah, a new future has begun and it is small. For those who like to build those big robots, it seems like your age has ended. The era of big robots, complicated robots to do multiple missions have actually went down to a very, very small ember. You could use the other, you could use previous Lego kits and make your own robot from there, which of course you can. However, I'm just saying if you're starting out with the CoSAi kits, you're never going to be able to build the bigger robots like they once were. So, no more big boxy. It must will be small and boxy if necessary. Kind of like what happened to Whack-A-Homer, or maybe a little bit like Rosie, or just, I guess, BMO. So it's like, yeah, it's very, very small, boxy, not big one is going to be kind of small now. Of course, as always, I can be proven wrong, and I love to be proven wrong. But I'm pretty sure the whole no screen and no cords is right on the money. But am I highly, motivated? Am I actually seeing this is a bright future ahead of us? I'm like, this is breaking the mold. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, the whole thing where it's like it was a long tabletop, and then you shortened it. I was like, okay, that's fine. But then you made it smaller. You're making it smaller now. And I'm like, okay. But you changed the robot to where it's like, oh, that's the thing. It's like hopefully when I get the debrief, when I actually get taught it, I can actually get an understanding. And hopefully my understanding will be like, okay, I'm comfortable with this. I am really comfortable with this. I'm fine. But the sad part is like the first time ever, except for that one time in summer, I guess you could say that I have to juggle two robots now. I have to juggle Spike Prime, but I have all the programs with Spike Prime. Nothing's changing. I actually am good to go, kind of. It's just that I have to change it to make it up to date, to make it look like this year's. So, well, yeah, this year. So we'll have to see. I'm cool, but I'm just saying, it's like you guys gonna have to make me feel very comfortable with this versus two programs is two cards. One card is one program. You give us only two cards. The only other question is it really EV3? Is like, is FLL, I mean to say FLL, are we actually going because there's three of them. You have K through 2 or 3, and then 3 through 5, and then 6 through 8. My question is that are does FLL focus on the 3 to 5 or 6 to 8? That is my question. Because then we have a messed up issue here being like, well, and hold on, let me just do one thing. Okay, so I had to look to make sure. So 3 through 5 versus 6 through 8. 3 through 5 has half of what 6 through 8 get, and they only get one card, which they call it the connection card. Okay, 6 through 8, however, gets to have more stuff, which I guess you could say that it's kind of like the whole thing of one. Okay, there it is. It could be the whole thing of expansion kit versus the basic kit. True, you can do that. And they call it the double motor and single motor, which is the large motor and the medium motor, which I have to change my name, change it on that one. Now, one interesting part is there's a controller. So, yeah, so in this one, it looks like there's three of them. There's three that have the same exact reader, allegedly, because right now it's pure speculation. Well, 3 to 5 has two of them, which they only just have the double motor and the color sensor. So it seems like you could say it's the whole expansion kit versus the basic model. So that's kind of a uh-oh. Because that means almost everybody has to make sure they get the 6 through 8 one for FLL because you don't have an arm in 3 through 5. Like, yeah, you get to have your arm on this one. So I guess that most likely might be the thing. Make sure you grab 6 through 8 because if you get 3 through 5, you won't have an arm. Instead, it'll just be able to go forward and backwards, which can do some missions, but you might be limiting yourself when it comes to doing more missions that needs a claw. I just need to feel comfortable with this. Right now, it's like I'm not really comfortable more because of the whole thing of where we have to lean on the cards and you only give us two. You should at least give six. I'm just saying the max should technically be six, but you gave two in 6 through 8. 3 through 5 only got one card. It only has one card. And it's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? But at least the good news is that it's a step into the future, and we'll just see how this plays out.